Hey, what's guys? I'm doing a Nephthys deck profile for you guys. So it's based around Sacred Phoenix, and sorry for all the notifications. That's what was probably coming through. But anyways, so this is based around Sacred Phoenix, and I want to build a deck because I read over it, and it's actually really quite good. So I have probably about half to three-fourths of the stuff in real life. The only thing that I did not pull last night was this card. So that's why I'm doing it on here. So yeah. So one Sacred Phoenix. I've seen a few builds, and most of them only run one, which I get that because you don't want to dead draw it. Um, two painted tops, which is still really quite good. It helps special and then it helps destroy monsters and all of that. So helps get rid of monsters or back row. So really good for that situation. And then two Manju. I know a lot of builds are on three. I was only able to pull two, so I'm just working off of what I pulled. So yeah. And then he hopes you add like a ritual spell or monster to your hand. So yeah, staple for ritual decks. And then Protector of Nephthys. So during your main phase, you can destroy one card in your hand. If you do special a level 4 lower Nephthys monster from your hand, which is really pretty good. And during semi phase, after if this card is destroyed by a card effect and sent to your grave, you can destroy one Nephthys from your deck. And so what you can do with this, if you destroy this, then you can destroy that, and then that will go off not during the turn that's sent, but during next turn. It'll go off, and then you nuke your punch holes and traps depending on what deck that you're facing. So it's really good for that. And then enlightenment or yeah, enlightened Nephthys. Apparently I can't talk today. um, so you can target a low 4 lower Nephthys in your grave, except itself. Destroy one card in your hand. If you do, special it and defense, but its effects are negated. So pretty stable there. And then during your next standby phase, if this card is destroyed by a card effect and sent to a grave, you can special this card um, from your graveyard. So, and then Prayer of Nephthys. So you destroy one card in your hand, which you're kind of seeing that they all or most of the or all of these have that effect. And then you added a Nephthys monster from your deck to your hand. So she's basically your searcher for the whole deck, which is really quite good. So yeah, and then you add a Nephthys Speller Trap if she's destroyed by a card effect. So it's really good both ways. So and then Vader just to help counter anything. So which is really quite good. And then Ear Millions is mainly for the Xyz targets. Um, because this also helps with gain over bigger monsters, which the deck kind of has an issue with. I really like what they did with it, but I wish some of the attacks would be a little bit more higher, so that way the deck could get over a bunch of stuff. But that's where Ear Millions and Memory Shield comes in. So yeah, and then two of the Sacred Blue Phoenix of Nephthys. Um, so you you discard a number of Nephthys cards in your hand or face up on the field. Then destroy the same number of monsters on your that your opponent controls. So it's actually pretty good. So yeah, and then during your next demo phase, if this card is destroyed by battle or by card effects and sent to a grave, you can special this card. So it really helps out a lot to help bring him back. So yeah. but you use Rebirth to bring it back, and then Rebirth is really quite good. I'll show you guys that when I get to my spells. So, and then Avatar of Nephthys. This card is actually really good as well. So you can ritual summon it with Rebirth of Nephthys. And then if this card is ritual summon, you special one Nephthys monster from your deck, which you may want to go for Sacred Phoenix or anything else depending on what your situation is. And then you destroy this card during your end phase. And then if this card is in your graveyard, you can destroy one this card in your hand, and if you do, special summon it. So it's really good for that as well. And then Hope of Nephthys. So you target a Nephthys card you control and one card that your opponent controls, destroy them. So it's kind of like 1-for-1 destroying. So it's okay. I mean, it helps depending on what your situation is. So yeah. And then Monster Reborn, which is obvious. Pre-preparation of rites. Add a level 7 lower, which helps your shot for this. And then you add a ritual spell from your graveyard to your hand. So it's really good for that. So I would have had pre-preparation rites, but I didn't pull it, so I only want to use what I pulled. So yeah. And Rebirth Nephthys. Now this card is actually really quite good. So use any Nephthys ritual monsters, which are either this one or this one. So, and you must also treat your from hand or field equal or exceeds the number of what the ritual monster is. Then, if you ritual summon by treating a Avatar or Sacred Blue Phoenix, you can destroy one card on the field, which is really quite good against a bunch of decks. So, because then you can go pre-prep, get them back, and then rebirth again, pop another card. So it helps get rid of and kind of outgrind your opponent a little bit, depending on what they have. So it's really quite good for that. Call by Gray, which is obvious. Twin Twister to help get rid of back row, and just spot match stuff. So really good for that. And then Mimir, which is a staple that I run in some decks, to help get over plum max stuff. So yeah. And then Transfer Tribute, which can help trigger your Sacred Phoenix. So that's a plus on that, or your smaller Nephthys monster. So really good for that. And Awakening of Nephthys. Not people like this card, but I think it's interesting. So Nephthys monsters you control gain 300 attack, which it's okay. And then as this card is destroyed in the spell trap card zone by a card effect and sent to a grave, you special a Nephthys monster from your hand, deck, or grave, but it gets destroyed during the end phase. So what you can do with this is, if you don't have a Sacred Phoenix, or if you do, then you can special them from your grave, or deck, or a hand, and it helps you get a dead card out of your hand, plus it triggers because it's being destroyed by a card effect. So it does a lot. I mean, it's slow for being a trap, but I mean, it does a lot for the archetype. So, and some tools, just because I don't want to be evenly matched. So yeah, that's a lot of fun when that happens. So that's basically it for the main deck. Now for extra deck. So the lightning package, which is obvious. There's not too many low 4s, but like I said, you're mainly using it for year million. So yeah. Tornado Dragon, just in case. because you could, you know, bring on Manju if you have one in your grave, you know, Monster Born another one. So there's ways of doing it, but it's not much effective. But yeah, so Tornado Dragon, Bagushka, Exciton if you need to, and then Dweller. This is going to be really good if zombies become, you know, more popular, which I'm guessing that they probably will. So Dweller is a good, definitely a must for meta and upcoming format. So yeah, and Cowboy, just good for ending the game. So yeah, and then here's where the other favorite part of mine comes in, the extra deck. So this is the other part that I really thought was actually really quite good. So you need 2+ monsters, including 1 ritual monster. Now, in a deck like this is actually really easy to get off. Not the 3, but the 2 ritual monsters. And so, first effect is that it cannot be destroyed by battle, which is amazing. And then second effect is that it cannot be destroyed by card effects. That's also amazing. And then third effect is that it gains 200 attack, and your player can target this card with effects, which is also amazing. And then while this card's in the extra monster zone, monsters your opponent controls cannot target Nephthys monsters in your main monster zone for attacks, which is also really quite good. So this whole card is amazing. Um, it just does so much for the deck. In terms of protection. So yeah, and Nephthys of Palladium Deity. So during the main phase, if this card is linked summon, you can activate one of these effects. So you can either add a Wing Beast from your deck to your hand, then add one ritual spell from your graveyard to your hand. And I'm guessing that you can probably see where this is going. So you can add back that, or add that, or this, add back that, and then it just helps you loop your your rituals so much. So yeah. Excuse me, I gotta take a drink because my throat's about to go out. There we go. So its second effect is destroy 1 Nephthys monster this card points to. If you do special 1 Nephthys monster from your graveyard with a different original name, but effects are negated. So the first effect is the one that you really want to focus on because you want to have this card back in your hand so you can keep ritual summoning your guys out. So, but yeah. So that's basically it for the deck file. The deck is really a lot of fun. It's not gonna be meta, at least I don't think. Not, but I mean, who knows? Someone could, you know, be a lot more better with the deck than what I am, and be able to top with it. So, but it definitely has the potential to do that, but it will take the right person in order to do it. So, but yeah. So thanks for watching. Don't to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And stay tuned for builds of this deck. I'll be having them tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, and I will catch y'all in tomorrow's video. Alright, there goes.